supporting their favorite fans, their favorite team. If they let SRG get it and it doesn't really fit their draft, then even with chunky boys like Belleric and Uranus, they will lose out on that early game pressure. So one more ban for SRG. I think mid is safe. I think both teams are kind of like, okay, whatever's left in mid, we'll play it out.
Louis was picked up twice.
Yeah. Do they force a gold laner now? Do they force a selection of a gold lane? Could that be? I don't know if it's a good idea against Kelra. Kelra has amazing hero pool.
You have just such a hero pool that you can dip into here, man. Like I said, if they want to, maybe they could have gone to Clint, banned it out, but they'll go to Rafaela instead. So, you know, two of the heroes that we thought would be picked up, either that Matilda or the Rafaela, or at least the answers to each other, they actually get answered in the draft. There's the Clint. I called it. That Brody was picked up early on, so you might as well play range for range. Clint really helps with that. Again, these are like one of the two heroes, too, that usually gets picked up against Melissa. If that's the case, they still go with a traditional marksman. But this is also just really helpful because when you have a Brody paired up with a Harley, you know, your whole job is, let me get these marks off. You got that little stun that can come into, but then you have enough safe distance to try to stay away from getting, you know, Wrath of the Dryad or having loot be in your face here if you're innocent. But even so, trying to stay away from Kyrie, man, is something that have to happen. You know, a lot of people out there believe in ONIC going to 2-0 this. Well, SRG, I would say, has a game plan to make sure that doesn't happen.
Astana loves ONIC. Wow, Astana is Sonic City. Selangor Giants close off the draft with a Valentina and a Glue. So that mid lane ult stealer goes over to the other side. What does ONIC play in mid? What goes into the hands of Sans here?
Is he just mid-range? Farsa?
Yeah, mid-range is where SRG plays, so maybe, yeah, Farsa with Flicker. Okay, good read. Again, there's very little that can dive through the bodies that ONIC are dropping, especially with the additional one in the Eternal Guard. Great read. I'm usually skittish when it comes to Vexana's coming through, but for this one, I'm bullish. I'm all in, man. No hodl.
Don't no hodl here?
Full send it. Full send it.
She's going to full send the Eternal Guard, man. It's one of the things, though. I remember when it first popped up, the Vexana, a couple times back, even in the wild card of MSC, we were wondering, you know, what is the purpose of this? What is the logic here behind it, especially with the meta, the way it was forming? It makes sense. Again, being able to utilize the Eternal Guard's little kind of knock up when he summoned down, you know, and then, of course, her kit. And there's some decent poke, too. So the Vexana has really done a lot better over the course of time. But I'm going to lean. I know it's ONIC City out there in Astana, man, but I'm going to lean for SRG. Ooh. I need a game 3 here, Leo.
Okay, you could hope. But whenever a Vexana is picked in that spot, it's usually the kill shot. It's usually, we know, save for maybe the first couple of weeks in Paris, but later on, especially now, I don't think Coach Yeb or Coach Chewe would let this slide without it passing their vibe check and getting their permission. Going into game number 2, match point for ONIC, SRG have so much to catch up to. I don't know how they're going to find Sans. Or even yet better, Kelra, because Kelra invested in the Flicker. I'm afraid for SRG. None of them picked up Purify.
Ooh. Well, ONIC doesn't have to worry about popping name Purifies, man. You know, it's all up to the athletic Flicker, basically, for SRG. We're going to take a little breather here while they get things situated. Again, very important for this one, best of 3 series. You're facing a match point right now if you're SRG. They want to go ahead and make sure that they have the best playing field. Again, a winner of this series goes to the grand final here tomorrow, which will be our one and only best of 5. Can't wait for that best of 5 to break through because, again, you know, the nature of things change. When you go from, you know, we've gone through it all, man. Best of 1s, we've had best of 2s before in other tournaments. Then you have the best of 3s, which we've been through all for the games of the future. And then you get those best of 7. Unfortunately, no best of 7, or no best of 7 here. It's just going to be a best of 5 tomorrow.
Actually, as I push my glasses up close to my face, we haven't experienced everything, Joseph.
What have we not experienced? Best of 9?
Best of 9. We haven't experienced best of 9, which was done in a couple of seasons in the WSL, the Women's Star League in Indonesia. In an attempt to take down now Team Vitality, they tried to do best of nines in the finals. Back into this one though, conjecture out the window. Keyboy put down to a fifth of his health. Him and Humes can just do this forever, especially if Keyboy can punch someone after he gets his second skill going.
Okay, well, at least no one goes down. This is what we kind of expected, though. You know, like these first beginning exchanges in the mid lane. That doesn't happen here, so Turtle's still a bit away, 30 seconds from now. But if we think about when these level 4s come online, and Stormy is able to go ahead and take one of the ultimates, there's a couple, I would say, there's room for him to most likely be the Wrath of the Giant, but even take his own internal guard. You know, I think that can actually really help the crowd control for SRG if they want to go ahead and try to find, you know, if it's Kelra. Again, once a flicker is burned for Kelra, then maybe you can, that's how you catch him. And so it might be up to you to be like, okay, I got to go burn that flicker from Kelra.
For sure. Speed is the name of the game for Selangor Giants. It's a very small window that they can actually do that. Massive Detna's welcome coming in. Throw him into the wall, Keyboy. Does survive it even after eating a deadly magics. But Humes ensures that the job is finished. Selangor Giants draw first blood and go straight to the turtle. They're pushing Lutfi back. Again, I told you, Joseph, speed is the name of the game.
And that speed is in the form of a dinosaur right now. It's in the form of that Barrett's. And this is what we talked about. I mean, he didn't even have to burn the flicker there, but think about the distance again that a Barrett's can cover when he Tona's welcome, flicker combo. I don't know too many heroes that can get away from that unless they burn a battle spell, or at least they really try to dodge that. So that's something why I was saying, you know, these Barrett first side blue pick Barretts are so strong. They're so deadly. We saw Lutfi do this multiple times, so why not take a page out of the Book of ONIC? Here it is again.
Another one? No way. Detna's welcome after the flicker, stuns two and takes him down as well. Selangor Giants are on a roll. And off of the back of a singular pick, you were just singing the praises of this duo, Joseph. Barats.
He just said, let me show you one and do it better than the last time, man. This time throwing it into an opponent to get the stun off. ONIC kind of shell-shocked right now, man. I feel like they don't have much of an answer.
Flicker forward, plus an Eternal Guard. Take that, Stormy. Did not get the respond. Athletic Flicker, not found. So I think ONIC is showing them that it takes two to tango. If you want to play hardball, I'm game. Comes in with a offensive forward flicker. But I think that's one thing that shows ONIC learned their lesson. Maybe now they want to keep Sans at a safe distance. That second combo, that second double kill for Cram, well, for SRG, shouldn't have happened if Sans wasn't in the vicinity. So maybe protect yourself a little more, and then ONIC can find their footing.
Yeah, I'd like to take. I wish we could take a look at the items here too, just to see where the gold laners are at currently, because they've been in their own world as expected. You know, trying to get the best here before they start to pop off. You can see the Blade of Hephaestus already is secured by Innocent. I'm not sure what Kelra decided to go here on the Clint right away, but we will see as the second turtle is up. There we go. So he's got Endless Battle. So we finished that. Now they're going to fight for this turtle.
Humes on the conceal, looking to take the mount on the Sans. Turtle at less than half health right now. Sans still holding on to his ult. Kyrie looking for way in. Flicker!
Ooh.
Perhaps the Dryads coming through, but Uni still secures. Now a massive Detna's welcome, but plus the mount coming through. And ONIC looking for that re-engage. Keyboy eats a face full of deadly magic, still survives. SRG could not end him. And just like that, ONIC are able to at least keep it at deadlock despite being down almost 2K.
Yeah, that looked really dicey. Oh, up top. Oh, okay, I thought they got really close to getting Cram there. And it was, you know, that was like a slow motion action movie right there. The Daytona's welcome was charged up. He went right for Kyrie, and Kyrie just iframed it on the Hirata to stay alive. But I think this is the difficult part, right? Lutfi and also Keyboy, they need to get tanky enough to kind of survive those interactions. Keyboy barely surviving. Again, on this Belric, your biggest strength is setting up with that Wrath of the Dryad, having that little taunt interaction too. But, you know, once that expended, you're kind of just hanging around, you know? So it's like, you need to be tanky enough.
Yeah, now that you mentioned it, I think that's one of the keys to SRG actually winning the first 5 minutes is they're basically locking Lutfi out of his main job, which is to block the barrage. Now in comes ONIC, they pop Humes, and Lutfi did it! Lutfi successfully did it, Joseph. He blocked 3. He was playing man-to-man defense on 3 men.
Yeah, this feels bad whenever every single time you see that Uranus in front of you and you're just like, how? How do we get past this galactic type of whatever he is, creature? You know, because he's just so tanky. He's so tanky, and at the same time, if you kind of spend too much time around him, you're going to take damage. Cram, get the taunt. Keyboy's up there. They just want to go ahead and keep this turret up. They'll do just that. But now ONIC, what they've been able to do is kind of stop the bleeding a little bit. Kyrie's going to get spotted out there, respecting what can happen. Do you look at the full pullback here from Kelra, though? He knows SRG's trying to make a move.
Kelra! Did he flicker or did he just ricochet that? He dodged it. Oh my lord, it's Kelra and Kyrie outdoing each other with mechanics.
Brother just bullet, man. I thought he burned the flicker too, and now third turtle's up.
So this is 2 turtles going over to SRG. One last could be up for grabs for ONIC. Lutfi again, man-to-man defense on 3 men.
Oh,
Turtle at about half. Oh, Yume gets caught out. Eternal Guard and everything but the kitchen sink thrown at him. Kyrie looking to find Rage, and he does it! Secures the final turtle, and now Stormy gets popped. Kyrie gets a stack. ONIC not done, pushing Innocent back. Oh, this Brody don't want none of this. He picks up the Sky Piercer. Could finish the job, has a couple of stacks on Keyboy. Does not press the torn apart memory. But Kyrie finds Uni after committing Grand Theft Orange. Oh, Kyrie is such a bad boy.
Such a dangerous man. I can already see the crowd waving their 2-0 signs right now for ONIC. Again, there's so many fans out there for Kyrie, and they're seeing him put on a show on the Hirata. Oh, up top though, Kelra.
Kelra gets mounted and hit with a torn apart memory, but off camera, we barely catch a couple of kills on SRG, the punish. Usually when a gold laner dies, it's no bueno, but this time, as they say in Kazakhstan, Rahmet, I'll take that deal any day. Twice on Saturdays. Purple, secured at least by Yumes. It went from worse to bad.
It did. I don't think you want that purple buff on Yumes, man, but you know what? Maybe it can help them go ahead and set something up through this, because SRG, they're not too far behind. It's not the back foot that they're on. Backs aren't against the wall or anything like that, but Leo, it's reminding me of what we saw maybe a week or so ago with Kelra. The reaction times, I know he just died up there, but the reaction times are something that you always have to take note of. Whether he's flickering, whether he's just using the kit of the hero, it makes it so difficult to crash down on Kelra. And that's why SRG has to kind of commit a lot of resources to make sure that Kelra isn't there. He is starting to scale up here. He's got the Berserker's Fury and the Endless Battle now for that Clint.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the same issue with Sans. You have to consider, how do we find this main source of damage while still keeping our own essential kit for the re-engage? That's the problem SRG are dealing with right now. That's what put them about 2,000 gold behind. ONIC are first to the Lord pit. Lord at a third of its health. Cram looking for a good target. Lutfi on his tail. They're not allowing him to find it. Oh, but they do get Kelra. Throws him into the wall. Stolen. Eternal Guard turns it around. Down goes the gold standard. Kyrie finds Cram. And Kyrie gets another stack. 404. That's not found. Kyrie looking to dodge around. Lutfi put down to 1/8 of his health. A mount on a Keyboy. Keyboy gets taken down by Innocent. And now they find sweet revenge on a Yumes. Kyrie gets another stack. Make it 5. ONIC do stop Selangor Giants from turning it into a conversion. Lord still standing.
Yep, so they stall at the Lord here. A really good fight, though, honestly, for SRG until they had to deal with Kyrie. This is one of the things you usually see. When we've seen a fully stacked Hirata, it's because of the patience, right? The patience to be able to get stacks. Okay, Lutfi. Oh! Gotta get close.
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. Kelra flickers back. You won't get me twice, not in a minute. And Kyrie looking to take down Cram with the kind of burst that Kelra has, and those stacks should be possible, but yeah, they turn over to the Lord.
They go for the Lord. Let's see if they delay it.
Massive combo from ONIC. They take down two. Yums and Cram take a nap as Kyrie is one away from the max Skypiercer stacks. Oh, he's really bad now.
Oh, man, Leo. He's looking to be as bad as he can be. Almost fully stacked. This is going to be a Lord take here, but this is the problem, man. Look at this. Again, items fall in place. Lord secured. Loopy will keep things together. And it's crazy because Loopy's just got an Oracle Radiant Armor and Chastised Pauldron, but that's keeping him tanky enough to not die and just stay in the front side. I mean, we've seen him get relatively close to dying, but this is, the Uranus is just kind of a hassle to deal with. Now, Cram, he's gotten some good Daytona's welcomes. They've gotten some decent fights for SRG, but the problem is not only getting through Loopy, but trying to catch Kyrie. It's almost like they have to pay too much attention. Do we go for Kelra? Do we commit to Kelra, or do we commit to Kyrie? It's like choosing what you want to eat tonight, and that's a big problem for SRG to get through.
Sounds like a first world problem. But it's not just that. They're also thinking about Sans. And all this while, there's this big, massive tree walking up, and whatever the hell Uranus is. Not to mention, he's the only Purify holder, which also, get this, gets rid of Brody's stacks. So even Innocent can't deal with Loopy, even if he stood underneath his ult.
Yeah, really good clear here on the Lord, though, at least. We'll see if ONIC gets some tier 2 turrets. That might be all they get. SRG's playing really carefully just to not get caught. Their side of the jungle. They've got the waves pushing in, but they're really well handled. So maybe, again, silver lining in this, SRG doesn't have to lose too much off that Lord take that ONIC got. It's more down to, again, a fight. They're going to just hold this orange buff hostage. It looks like Keyboy.
And that is welcome. Cram throws him right at the wall. Loopy, though, happy to take it. Didn't even use the Purify. And Kyrie and the rest of ONIC punish him. Keyboy with the Dryads holds him down, but pays the price, falls alongside Sans. So, despite ONIC having really good footwork, they have to respect the damage SRG has. 3v4 Yums, holding Kyrie and Kelra down, forcing him back. Yeah, ONIC have to find neutral again. They can't do it without Sans or Keyboy.
Yeah, they're going to have to back off here. That was really good positioning from Yums, though. He waited patiently in that brush, saw an opening for Sans, went right to him. And so they were able to go ahead and split up. And that might be the game plan here for SRG as the fights break out, where, someone's got to play this waiting game. Go from the back line, put pressure. Again, we mentioned this in the beginning of the game where it's like, all right, we have to pop the flicker from Kelra, or at least put enough pressure on Sans where the Eternal Guard might be dropped down early, so it can't be that setup that's been working for ONIC so well. So amidst it all, SRG keeps things kind of under control.
Interesting why Loopy decided to pop the concentration there. I think he felt there was a fight about to break out. And I'm not sure if that Detna's welcome attempt was exposed to ONIC, but alas, both teams are just playing the map, clearing what needs to be cleared, so they're ready to dance.
With Lord being up, both teams going to get position. It looks like there was some pressure there towards Uni's buff just to see maybe if he could get the retribution out, but it doesn't happen. Oh, Cram
Cram gets spotted up by Kyrie.
Oh, he doesn't have stacks.
No, he doesn't. He goes for Detna's welcome. No one home. He's a tiny little baby dinosaur.
No!
And he gets popped here. Kyrie. Max stacks making the most of it. Loopy survives. Double ults. Deadly Magic Sand torn apart memory. SRG are down a man. They can't even contest. I'm not so sure this is a good idea, Joseph.
Oh, big stack.
Oh, they take down Patrick Star. This is no good, SpongeBob. And the Lord goes straight to ONIC's side, putting him in a black and yellow jersey.
I don't know who I feel more bad for. Patrick Star, the glue, or just a small Barats without stacks, man. Feels like, you almost feel bad for him trying to run away from Kyrie.
He was
10-0-4 right now for the Hirara in the hands of Kyrie. Again, he wanted to put on a show for all the fans out there of ONIC. Well, Kyrie is doing just that. I don't know if they're going to go ahead and cap off this game with this Lord push, but SRG, they got to be careful here.
Oh, no, he's tiny again. Oh,
Get stacks, Cram.
Yep, ONIC know that Cram needs to build up, so they're taking all of the chances to deny him the stacks. Here we go. He's catching up. He's a medium-sized Barats right now. It's a matter of holding it down. I think he's at max stacks as we speak. But again, time it out. He's starting to shrink. Look.
Yeah, he's got to get and Keyboy has been doing a good job at kind of keeping him away too from these minions, so he can maintain stacks. But as long as he hits the heroes too, it should be fine. But the Lord is now down bottom. Keyboy with a conceal.
Oh, massive Eternal Guard. Down goes Humes. Cram here, approaching max stacks. Still holding on to Detna's welcome. Turret down bottom has already been cracked, so there's pressure on their base. Lord still standing. Wails away at the mid lane inhibitor a couple times. Sans forcing Uni back. Point blank card trick. ONIC are taking it slow here. Stolen EG. Help him push back, but Keldor takes it down quick.
I think they just want to get this turret, so another wave needs to be pushing in here. So right now, SRG does a pretty good job, I'd say. Now that they've dealt with 2 Lords being secured by ONIC, they only lose 1 base turret, so that's not bad. It's just the main thing of, again, not getting caught in this position where it converts to a couple kills to ONIC. They still don't have an answer for this fully stacked Kairi Hirata. Oh, look at this positioning. Is Uni going to try to make a play?
Okay, so Detna's welcome, finds one. It's Keyboy, but Kairi takes out Innocent first. And Kelra gets taken down. Cram finds his man, but Kairi wants to finish the job. Finds Hume, gets a double, and now San survives. Just like that, they're down to 2. Uni needs to go home to defend. Stormy, this is a lost cause. Kairi finds him. Gets to, I can't believe it, 14 kills.
Oh,
14 kills on Kairi right now, and I'm not sure Uni can defend.
Oh, another one. Leo, that looks like it's going to be it. ONIC will make it happen here. The fans in the crowd can cheer because it's going to be a sweep against SRG to get to the grand final once again for another shot at the championship of Games of the Future 2026.
One step closer to a rematch. Just like that. ONIC. What understanding of the metagame and their own playstyle too.
Yeah.
This is impressive.
Very impressive, man. Again, probably one of the best games, if not the best, that we've seen from Hirata. They're going to go ahead and just walk into the grand finals with a sweep. Not expecting that, but they're feeling pretty good about it too. And that was a really tough one for Selangor Red Giants. Again, GG's well played to them as they will go down to the 3rd place match tomorrow to see who they'll face up again. Again, smiles on the face for ONIC. You know, it was a good fight. I felt like it was a really good fight until you couldn't solve the problem of the Hirara fully stacked, and that's kind of what we've seen in this meta. But again, hopefully we get to hear some insights over on the panel later on. But for now, we are going to be taking it over to a quick break before we head on to our next match.
Welcome aboard Air Astana. Our airplane flies into the realm of dreams. Relax as if at home, with satisfied reflection throughout your flight. You will rest and regain curiosity for new discoveries and encounters. After all, dreams are also part of the journey.
The premium family plans connected, that is buses needed. Got a smartphone absolutely free, that is buses needed. Hooked it up and no longer problems with home internet.
Get home internet and a smartphone for free with the premium family plan.
Get ready for school with WB. WB, all you need for classes and breaks with try-on and payment on delivery.
And welcome back here. We're once again. We already know that our first grand final is here, and it's Team ONIC. I mean, the team hasn't lost a single map for entire tournament. And you guys know what? We have a great guest here, Killer and Kyrie from Team ONIC. Welcome, guys.
Hello,
thank you.
Congrats, both of
Thank
you.
you.
I mean,
Welcome, you guys.
performance.
Welcome.
I mean, what was that? Unstoppable. You're not stopping anywhere, right?
Yeah.
The whole team is going without losing anything at all till this point. And you only got one more game to win, and then you're there at the top.
Yes.
The finals. Right, that was a huge, I mean, this is an unstoppable team that we are talking about here. And of course, we got Kyrie and Kelroy right here. I mean, you've been going as a proper duo. You've been setting up, I mean, Kelroy's been setting up the kills, getting ready for Kyrie to finish, I mean, that was a good move right there. And also, let me talk about the draft. I mean, Kyrie went with Hirara in the second one. But that was actually already planned because Uni took the Hirara in the first one.
Yeah, actually, I didn't do anything with the drafts. It was all our coach, and yeah, we're just there to play. Me and Kara are just there to play and do our best.
Great job, both of them.
Shout out to ONIC's coach. Because of you, your players got into the grand finals. Congratulations once again. You guys were the return champions, and you guys are here to defend your title. Now I have a question to you, both of you guys. And I mean, Harry already said that he wants to see Aurora. What about you, Kelra?
Aurora, I want to see Aurora in Grand Finals.
You like to see Aurora as well? I have a random question. How to beat you guys?
You can ask Team Spirit. I guess.
Yeah.
You can ask Team Spirit. I mean, they're all gone.
Oh, yeah.
But nonetheless, great job once again. Kara, is it your first time in Kazakhstan?
First time in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time. How do you like it? How is the country for you?
I like the weather and
Food?
food here in Kazakhstan. I really like it.
You really like it? That's awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. I mean, you guys showed your unstoppable play all around the world and coming back through, right? Who does the short calling during the game?
Sino sa caller?
Our shot caller is Sans and Keyboy.
Okay.
Sans and Keyboy? Nice, nice.
Shout out to Sans and Keyboy.
Shout
I
out
mean,
to Sans and Keyboy.
of course, I mean it's a team match. I mean it's a team play at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, great performance, both of you. And you got anything else to check with them? I mean, we got the possible champions. I mean, you only got one more game to win, and you're up there with the trophy. But yeah, good luck for the next one.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Thank you so
thank
much
you, thank
for
you.
being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
And,
so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, thank you.
Hopefully see you again tomorrow after
Of
after
course.
we win.
Yes,
Of
we
course.
looking forward for that.
Any last
Thank you.
words? Any last words before you guys go to any Filipino fans out there? Any SA fans out there?
Thank you for our fans here in Kazakhstan, and thank you for supporting us. Keep supporting us tomorrow.
Sounds good. That was Killer and Kyrie from Team ONIC. Thank you, guys. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
you guys
much.
so much,
Thank you,
and
thank
good
you.
luck tomorrow once
Thank
again. Take care. Thank you very much for
Thank
your
you,
time. That was Killer and Kyrie. Yeah, nonetheless, we got our first finalist here at the Jack Pajak Arena. Now we know who is going to play tomorrow for our grand trophy of 315,000 USD dollars for the first place.
That's a big money, and I would say ONIC is this close to getting there and grabbing it. And in the meantime, we have the highlights up on the screen. We are seeing almost like 7 minutes. That was a very tight fight between both. I think for this one also, I mean, SRG went really hard initially. I mean, the first couple of minutes, and then ONIC actually took hold of the game around this time, as we are seeing on the screen, around 7 minutes, and then ONIC was on a roll going forward. I mean, I really like how Kyrie and Kelra actually played together. Like that was a power duo, I would say. I mean, Kelra was setting up everything for Kyrie to finish off. I mean, Kelra, I believe the last time I checked, Kelra had around 6 or 7 at the minimum for the assist, and Kyrie like huge kill number as well. So I mean, we're gonna have the stats up on the screen, but while we watch highlights, I mean, you can see around 10 minutes ONIC is still going non-stop, right?
Yeah, I mean, the fight was non-stop. Selangors were showing the promising results. I mean,
Yeah.
they were close to show ONIC the great game of MLBB, but unfortunately they are not going to be the finalists here. But they'll and they're not out. You know,
Yeah.
they'll be playing. This is the first team who are gonna play tomorrow for the third place at our beautiful Ejector Arena here in beautiful Astana. Yeah, now we see ONIC and Selangor. Like I said, Selangor, in my opinion, is the closest team
Yep.
to beat ONIC. And to be fair with you, if Selangor is now out, I honestly think ONIC's got it. To be honest,
Yeah.
and we'll see how Aurora is going to play against the Biggestron by Vitality, but nonetheless, ONIC is now hard favorite to get the trophy.
Indeed. I mean, Kyrie was on a non-stop roll, just as the team itself, ONIC. I mean, they've been on a roll so far. I mean, as you can see, around 17-minute mark, they had almost double the kills compared to Selangor Red Giants, and that was a pure chaos right there, as you can see it on the map. And I mean, big shout out. And also, it's interesting to see that Lutfi actually stayed with Uranus for this game as well. They were asking, he didn't make any changes for this one, while Kyrie actually took Uni's hero, Hirata, for this one. But I mean, at the end of the day, ONIC was still unbeatable or unbeaten now. We still don't know because there's still one more game to go.
And not even unbeatable. They can't lose a single map, man.
Yeah.
And we see Kyrie with 15 kills, man. 15-0-4 at this game of MLBB. 15 kills at the. You're getting 15 kills on a game for the grand finals.
Yeah.
For $1 million. I mean, with
Of
this
course.
performance, I mean, you're more happy to just enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you do?
Of course, and Kelra, he did set up 10 assists for the team. I mean, that's commendable. Half of the kills, let's say. I mean, he had the assist for that. Great play by all of them. And also, they've been shouting out for their teammates as well. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a team play, and the whole team played really well to get to that end of that game. But let's not forget, SRG really did put up a fight. They did their best to get out there and then somehow get to the end. But I mean, at the end of the day, as Steelborg always says, I mean, there can only be one winner, right?
There can be one winner, and honestly, losing actually was also beneficial because you're losing and getting experience and getting to know where it needs to be work and to be unbeatable, just like the team ONIC. I mean, if you want to be a great team like that, you need to first meet up with a couple of losses in order to be a champion. And the champion is our Freedom Bank for sponsoring this general tournament. We appreciate them so much. Because of them, this whole MLBB wasn't possible. And thank you very much, Freedom, once again for making this possible. Moving forward, I mean, did you see this guy, Kyrie? He has 15 kills, 0 deaths, and 4 assists out of 20 kills. I mean, he's at 95% of kill participation. He missed only one single kill that he wasn't even assisting or getting a kill for. I mean, what an absolute chat here, Kyrie. Also, in real life, he's a very calm and humble guy. An awesome performance here on the Kyrie and the whole ONIC squad. Moving forward, congratulations to them for making it to the grand finals. They're champions for the reason, and we'll see how they can defend their title here in beautiful country and the beautiful city of Astana, and we'll get to know that.
That's true. I mean, up next we got the Aurora versus Bigatron coming up next. That's the only thing that's left for today to see how that goes. As you can see, the picture is on the screen right now. We have the results for the first semifinals done now. We have ONIC scored against SRG. ONIC has won both of the games, and now we're going to be heading next to Aurora versus Bigatron. Of course, after that, we are heading to the finals tomorrow, the grand finals everybody's been waiting for. And also, we can see the fan base right here on the in the arena. I mean, today's been really alive, right? I mean, it's been chaotic on the playfield. At the same time, it was very energetic and very high energy right here vibes in the arena.
100%. I mean, people are here to watch great games of Mobile Legends, and people here are just happy to see everything. And also, shout out to Casting for sponsoring digital fighting. Here also in beautiful Astana, it's in a different arena as well. Take a look. Thank you very much, Casting, for making this possible and sponsoring this event and making this tournament possible as well. And moving forward, I mean, now we have one finalist, we have one team who's gonna be at the third one, and as you were mentioning, Bigatron by Vitality, they came back yesterday. They lost first game to a team of Pro Esports.
Yeah.
And they pulled it off from game number 2 and 3. So we'll see if they can actually be a grand final.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember the first game yesterday with Bigatron and Pro Esports, that was a 20+ minutes match. I mean, that was also one long game that we had right there yesterday. They really fought really hard, and also that was a very critical fight because they got the first match, and then Pro got the first match. Bigatron took the second, and of course then Bigatron finished it off, and then moving to the semifinals. That is for today. Really good game yesterday, I would say. I mean, they came really close for the first one for the win with Pro, but then they had Pro really had a lead too. But I mean, at the end of the third game, Bigatron just took it. Bigatron by Vitality. We are really excited to see how that's going to turn out today here at the semifinals, and if they are really going to make their way to the finals tomorrow. And of course, Aurora. If Aurora wins, I mean, we are repeating the same pattern that we had last year for 2025 games of the future. We're going to be basically copy-pasting the finals for this year of the games of the future from 2025. Do you think that's going to happen?
Not copy-paste yet, because we don't know if the Aurora is going to win, because Aurora were also in the break-up elimination against Team Falcons, and Team Falcons got a good fight. Even Aurora wins this the match, right? The next is going to be Aurora against ONIC, and I mean the team. We got Pago saying twice that he wants to meet them specifically, and they wants to be 3-0 sweep. I honestly don't think so, but we'll definitely see how it's going to know. I mean, how it's going to end up. I mean, we definitely get to see Vitality as well. I mean, as game progresses, they played it well. Bigatron by Vitality, and we'll get to see how are they ready to surprise us and surprise everybody and surprise Aurora, and can they actually win Aurora?
Yes, true. And looking at yesterday games, even Aurora had probably the longest game that we have had in this tournament. I mean, their third match against the Falcons yesterday, we were looking at a 27-minute match yesterday, 27-minute game. I mean, that was long. That was really long. I mean, that was fought between both of the teams really well. But I mean, that match, Sigibam took the MVP, and but they had a really good lead when it came to the win on the third match yesterday, where Aurora actually took the win with a 21-10 score. But that was a good lead, but that went way too long, right?
I mean, it takes forever because they're here playing for the $1 million, and they're here to win and do their best. I mean, unfortunately, the Falcons are out and Pro Esports are out, and they're not getting. They're not having the same chance that the team of SRG is having right now at the moment. They are out, but they're not eliminated from the tournament yet because they'll be playing tomorrow for the third game. And we have a wonderful video about getting to know a little bit more of the teams, and let's get to introduce each other.
The games of the future are a very challenging ordeal. It is a competition aimed at evaluating performance both at the digital and physical stages, which encourages strong ambitions, drive, and spirit. Today, though, we have gathered our athletes to take a quick break and try out Kazakh national. Bowersock, a delicious fried dough snack that is often enjoyed in the Central Asian region. What do our athletes think about it?
영어로 할래. 야미. 오. 맛있다.
Fluffy inside or fried.
We love to see these reactions from our participants. Let's move on to Gent. It is a sweet dish made from roasted millet, butter, and sugar. This yummy snack usually cooked on holidays and special occasions. Man, this dish is absolutely enjoyed by everyone who tried it. Now, our participants will try out Court, dry, hard cheese, often formed into balls or chunks. Let's check out these reactions. These reactions were absolutely awesome. Let's move on to Kuimus. This traditional Central Asian drink is made from fermented mare's milk, and it holds deep cultural significance to nomadic cultures.
Pour me up 5 glasses. I'm trying to get wasted.
Thank you so much, guys. Good luck on the tournaments.
I'm gonna take this and then I don't even have water.
What do you say? I would say that was a very cool video that we just watched there. I mean, the teams were trying out traditional food and drinks. I mean, that was really cool. We are feeling thirsty and hungry at the moment watching that. But that was very interesting to see the reactions, as they said, as we saw. But again, up next, coming up is Aurora versus Bigatron by Vitality. So, and make sure you get all these details of the teams and the match and the schedules. Make sure you check out our official website. It's right up there on the screen, astana2026.gofuture.game. Do not forget to check that website out, because we are nearing to the final games of all the disciplines that remains here in the games of Future 2026 here in Astana. But let's do not forget, I mean, there is one guy that we actually forgot to mention, or I don't know, TNZ from Aurora. I mean, what a performance he have had so far, right?
Yeah,
Killer performance.
TNZ is always there on top of the killing scoreboards. He's always there, true killer in a game, of course.
Yeah.
In a game of MLBB. He's been playing phenomenally.
Yes.
I mean, he's been doing great and amazing. We'll see how he's going to do against the team of Bigatron by Vitality, and we'll see if his streak continues and if he could do the same way against Team ONIC. And we see here Lunar, TNC, Rosa, Pagu, and Sigibom. Yesterday we got Pagu twice. No, not only yesterday, day after before as well. On a day 1 and day 2, he's been giving all the interview. I've seen Rosa a lot also lately. He's doing a job from the backside, and he was doing very well actually.
True. And also, I'm also looking forward to see how Sigibon performs today as well, because he grabbed 2 MVPs yesterday in one single day for the first map and the third map yesterday that they played with FLC, the Falcons. But we have the team roster right here. Bigatron by Vitality on the screen now. Shogun, Niall actually got the MVP yesterday as well. And Iman, Finn, and Moreno. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the next match is going to go. But of course, this wouldn't be possible without Freedom. I mean, we are all enjoying MLBB here in Astana for Games of the Future, presented by Freedom, this specific discipline. So do not forget to just give them a shout out for all these things, everything, making all these things happen. But yeah, Bigatron versus Aurora up next, coming up. I mean, the players are getting ready. Everybody, the referees are getting ready. The stage is getting ready. Even the audience is tightened on their seats. I mean, we are having quite some audience here today.
I mean, it's a great audience. It's a great game. It's a great people here. Everybody at MLBB's discipline, at the Game of the Future here in beautiful Astana. It's just we're all thrilled to experience what's going to happen and who's going to join the team of team of ONIC at the grand finals, and who's going to join the team of SRG for the third place here. We'll definitely take a look. I mean, everybody's thinking it's from my experience, everybody's thinking Aurora is going to do there, and we'll be seeing the finals of the last year. Yeah. But we are in the 2026. This is not 2025, you guys, and we'll see how Bigatron by Vitality can surprise us, surprise people, and maybe we may get to see 3 games in total, and maybe they're gonna lose the first game just like they did before, and they're gonna come back on the game number 2 and game number 3. Yeah. And that all we can watch on the Digital Games, guys. And the Digital plus.com, you can see everything. All the games that there is. There might be all the disciplines there is. So there could be Dota, there could be CS, there could be basketball, football. What is it called? Digital shooting, the fighting, the dance, everything is over there. Everything is available. Check it out and stay tuned.
Yeah, I mean, up next we will be having Aurora and Bigatron facing each other in a bit. Let's take a quick look at what happened yesterday with each of the teams winning their games, their maps yesterday, and coming into the semifinals. We had Aurora facing Falcons yesterday. They went through 3 maps. The first one was a clean win. I wouldn't say clean, but a good lead win against Falcons at 14-6. And then the second one was really close, I would say, 4-6, and Falcons had to take the second one. But Aurora actually grabbed it on the third match with a 27-minute long match, scoring 21 kills against Falcons with 10 kills. And quickly looking at Bigatron's performance yesterday against Pro Esports, the first game went 10-15, which was very close, to be honest. And for the game 2, I mean, huge lead for Pro with 16 kills against 5 for Bigatron. But then Bigatron came back and grabbed the final win, the third win on the game's best of 3. They got a huge lead for Bigatron. The third game was 16 against 3 for Pro Esports. I mean, with Nail taking the MVP for that game as well. So I think towards the end, as we see both the teams, third game, they actually grabbed it in a very huge way, with Aurora actually pushing the game to 27 minutes. And I mean, at the end, Falcons actually went against Aurora. They went for a purple buff steal, but I mean, they really got punished at the end, and Aurora took the win. But we are yet to see, because we are looking at 2 very strong teams going against each other head to head at this arena up next. So interesting, and we are really thrilled to see who's going to go into the finals, right? And of course, let's not forget, make sure you check the Center Credit online banking app. Download that, because making your life finances, your personal finances easier with the banking app, Center Credit. Let's give a big shout out to Center Credit. We have the QR code up on the screen to make it easier. Make sure you scan that, download the app, and go ahead, use your finances wisely. And yeah, up next, we're going to find out who's going to win, right?
Yeah. I think you're already more leaning towards the Aurora Gaming, I would say. I would like to see close game. I would like to see three matches, and hopefully they're gonna be tight to each other, just like the games that they played before on the day 2, because there was close between Pro Esports and the team that they were playing before, and there will be interesting to take a look how Aurora is going to, like, because Aurora were facing Falcons. That wasn't like close series, I would say. Definitely we'll see how they're gonna do. And I would like to also mention for you guys to get your tickets at Freedom Tickets on. There's a QR code, and again, Freedom, thank you very much for making everybody's life easier with their tickets, and thank you very much for sponsoring this tickets. And make sure everybody to get tickets before we're getting out of the tickets, because there's going to be the last 2 days here at beautiful Jack Arena. Moving forward, there is a different changes now in the drafts. Yeah, there's more difference. I get to see Melissa is getting banned lately.
Okay. Yeah.
Valentina is up there as well at the top of the leaderboards on Heroes. Barasa now it's the third.
Yeah.
It was the first one. Now the Harley's on the fourth, and Balearic got into the top 5 of the Peekable Heroes.
Wow, that's the top metas for at the moment.
At the moment here at the Game of the Future.
Yeah.
Yes, at the Game of the Future, yes. And surprisingly, Valentina with the 12 wins and 18 losses, so meaning 40% of win rate.
Yeah.
But it's the top 2 hero and most pickable hero here. I kind of don't understand that because the hero has been losing more than winning, but the teams think differently.
Yeah.
And they've been picking Valentina often.
Yeah.
Also, like to point out on Balearic because Balearic has 9 wins and 15 losses, so meaning 37% of win rate. Nonetheless, I would like to also mention our partner, beautiful Swen. Thank you very much, Swen, for gifting our finalists. So ONIC now is going to receive gifts from the Swen, the beautiful premium audio headsets and the sets overall. Thank you very much, Sven, for doing that, and you guys are awesome. Thank you very much once again, and yeah.
Great job with the partners as well. I mean, we are all waiting to see what's going to happen. There is also one player which I really would love to see how he performs. Iman from Bigatron.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was the MVP for the second game, and also the third game he was a big part because towards the end he was the one who actually went for the crystal at the base. When I mean, it is of course a team play. I mean, everybody else did the setup, but Iman actually went back to back for the crystal and finished it off in the last final map of yesterday for Bigatron against Pro Esports. So
100%. I mean, Iman, I've seen people were having their banners and their notes on Iman and supporting actually Iman. There were so many fans of Iman personally. And yesterday, I would like to also point out Moreno. Moreno was playing phenomenally. He was actually popping off as well as TNZ. So we'll definitely see the matchup between TNZ and Moreno. It would be interesting to take a look at. So on the heroes part, I mean, Harley and Melissa still are at 63% of win rate. There have been 17 wins and 10 losses for Harley and 20 wins and 11 losses for Melissa. So people started to ban Melissa nowadays. I've noticed that personally. Watching the games itself, the draft itself, people are starting to ban Melissa more and start to not giving Melissa right away because we've seen teams picking Melissa as the first pick and people couldn't really make a proper counter against Melissa.
True, and of course, before we jump into the next game, we have a cool video about and with Aurora Gaming. Let's take a look at that and get to know the team better.
We're still at the games of the future, and now it's time to meet a team that's become one of the biggest names in the cyber sports field over the past few years. Aurora Gaming is known for their aggressive playstyle, insane team fights, and the ability to turn even the toughest games around. The roster brings together experienced players from Southeast Asia, and they've already proved they can compete with the best teams in the world, whether it's a regional league or an international stage. Aurora always comes ready to fight. Today, we've got a chance to ask the guys a couple of questions and find out what's going on behind the screens. Let's see what they have to say.
I'm Lunar from Aurora Gaming.
Welcome to the games of the future. How would you describe Aurora Gaming in one word?
Aggressive.
That's impressive. Next, the hero that represents you.
Benedetta. She's like solo. She's like solo. Yeah.
Interesting. That teammate you would trust in a 1v5 situation?
In a 1v5 situation, I would trust Pago for sure.
So, we have a shoulder to rely on. That's awesome! What is your biggest strength as a player?
Aggressiveness.
That's so cool. Name one team you always want to beat?
Right, currently ONIC Indonesia, because they beat us last MSC.
They better be aware. And when you face a strong opponent, do you focus more on their weaknesses or on improving your own game?
No, when we are facing the enemy, we're just playing normal. We don't care who the enemy is.
We see you guys are tough. What is the hardest challenge a professional player has to overcome that fans don't see?
I think the hardest part is not the gameplay, the mental part. Like maintaining your mentality is the hardest part.
Thanks for the answer. Finally, do you have a message to Aurora fans around the world?
Thanks for all of the Aurora fans that's supporting us. Keep supporting us. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. As we can see, Aurora Gaming did not come here to lose. The team is a true example of dedication and fierce spirit. Let's see where it will take them. Good luck to Aurora team.
That was Aurora Gaming for you right there, and we were having some Q&A with Luna from Aurora Gaming. I mean, interesting to see their perspectives as well. And then twice he mentioned about aggressiveness. I mean, as a strength of the team and also him as a player. So I think the whole team is going to be very aggressive. I mean, if they ever get to, I mean, we are actually going to the next game with Aurora. I mean, we're gonna see a lot of aggressiveness in the next game, possibly.
Yeah, definitely. Like the key point, what he was saying, it's about the player. Like the question was, who does he trust the most on the team? And in the hardest situation, he trusts his Pagu. So the Pagu yesterday, he was actually playing phenomenally on Matilda. And after his performance, people started to pick Matilda more and actually getting wins on Matilda. So maybe Pagu actually showed a couple strats on Matilda per se, and that way people started to enforce her over. And it'd be interesting to see if Pagu is going to play Matilda again, and the other team, opposite team, is going to ban Matilda. I mean, Bigatron by Vitality. Maybe they're just gonna ban the Pagu's Matilda.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, we can't say which one is going to come up. I mean, this all depends on how they are planning, plus how the other team is forcing them to pick certain heroes or not to pick certain heroes. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to come about. And also, there was this question that asked with Luna, like, what's the toughest part of any game? So he answered, I mean, I think that really resonates with everyone. Like, it's being calm in those really stressful situations during the game. I mean, that's not easy as a pro player, is it? I mean, as a coach, you know that better.
For sure. And also, I'd like to point out his point. He said that he mentioned that he doesn't really care. No, not he. The whole team doesn't really care who their opponent is, and they'll just play normal. So if they say that, all right, but what about if you guys are playing against ONIC? Because you guys kind of care to play against ONIC, right? We'll definitely see if they will manage to get to play against ONIC or not, because if they would like to see ONIC, they have to. They absolutely must to win this series today, and we'll see if they can manage to win the Bigatron by Vitality or not.
That's true. The next drafting is going to be a very crucial part of how the play is going to come about, but it's not limited to that too. I mean, drafting is a huge part of any game, and deciding how any games go forward against a certain other opponent. But at the same time, drafting is one part, but at the same time, the heroes that they pick and the players, how they play with those heroes, how they use them to their advantage is another story as well. So I think it has to be very conjunctional. They have to work hand in hand about the picking, the banning, the draft phase, and also on the map, how do they play and use their abilities, and how they use their certain heroes and their strengths to on the map. So let's see how it goes. But let's not forget, we got one more team actually we have to get to know, which is the other team, Bigatron by Vitality. We have a cool video for us to check out. Let's look at it.
We are coming to you live from the most exciting event of the year, the Games of the Future. After joining forces with one of the world's most recognizable esports organizations, Bigatron by Vitality has entered a new chapter. Often abbreviated to BTR, Bigatron has already competed at top-level tournaments like MLBB Mid-Season Cup and MPL Indonesia. At the Games of the Future 2026 in Astana, we spoke with the team about what this partnership means, the rivals who bring out their best, and the people who support them behind the scenes. Could you please introduce yourselves?
Hello, my name is Shogun. I'm the explainer of Bigatron by Vitality.
Bigatron and Vitality are two iconic names in esports. What does representing both organizations mean to you?
For me, I'm proud to be the part of that team like Vitality and Bigatron. And looking forward to winning the competition, I think.
How has joining the Vitality family changed the team, both inside and outside the game?
Maybe inside, not changed that much. Like, we just do the things like usual, but in outside, I think the fans come growing into our community like that, and it's very kind, the communities.
Which team always pushes you to play your absolute best?
I think for me, Aurora Gaming from Turkey.
Does your family know that you're participating? Do they support you?
Yes, they know and they will pray for me. I hope so.
Do you spend all your time playing games, or are you doing something else?
For now, I'm doing college too. Like side job, I think. Like I'm being a pro player, and then I'm just college.
From representing two legendary esports brands to chasing success on the international stage, Bigatron by Vitality is determined to make its mark at the games of the future. With strong support from their fans and families, the team is focused not only on winning matches, but also on continuing to grow as players and as ambassadors for esports.
And thank you very much. That was a beautiful video about the team overall, Bigatron by Vitality. We got a Shogun?
Shogun,
Yesterday, he was actually saying that he would like to fight anybody, and on the video, he actually mentioned that he'd like to meet and see Aurora Gaming, right? And now he got his wish. He got his wish here at the semifinals at the Game of the Future here in beautiful Astana 2026. We'll definitely take a look how he's going to do, because the opponent is really rough. It's not going to be an easy fight, but they definitely can make a surprising moments here from the Bigatron by Team Vitality. And also, this is going to be two different regions. Europe and Asia will be fighting toe-to-toe against each other. It'll be cool and interesting to take a look how they can do, and maybe they can surprise everybody and actually come into the grand finals here in beautiful Astana. We'll definitely see. Before the video, you were mentioning about we were talking about the coaches, whatnot, the drafts.
Yeah.
I want to pinpoint one thing. When we had two players from the team ONIC just now, Kyrie and Kelra, did you hear what did they say? Oh, we don't care. We just play our game. That's it. We're not worrying about the draft. So that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be though. So like the players, they shouldn't be worrying about the draft per se.
Yeah.
That's a more coach's job to work it out. And I mean, once again, shout out to Onyx coach for making his team reasoning why they were champions last year and making them again here at the grand finals here in beautiful Astana. We'll definitely take a look how the Bigatron's coach is going to draft, and if he has any, I'm pretty sure he have proper preparation done against Team Aurora, and we'll definitely take a look how they're gonna do the drafting part.
For sure. I mean, as we saw in the last game also, they actually changed the whole strategy when it came to the second game. I mean, especially the SRG after the first loss. I mean, when they came to the second game, they made a changes in that. They were more of a scaling identity during the first drafting, but then for the second drafting, they went towards more of an explosive hero picks. But again, when you come to the Onyx side, how they went is they grabbed some of the heroes that SRG picked in the first game. I mean, especially from Uni, I mean, Hirara, Kyrie took Hirara, and then a few other one as well. Valeric was taken by ONIC for the second game. So we are yet to see how that's going to be unfolding here for the next one, Aurora versus Bigatron, because both of the teams are really confident. Both of the teams are really aggressive. So we are yet to see how this is going to turn out. We had both the teams up here before, and strong players. I mean, all of the players, Aurora, we got Rosa, Pago, TNC, Sigibum, Lunar, and TNC is going to be a huge challenge for Bigatron, but again, not to say Bigatron's not a small team. I mean, they have got the skills, they have got the capabilities, so we cannot say it's going to be a threat, but definitely both teams pose challenge to each other. And looking at Bigatron, we got Moreno, Iman, Finn, Nile, and Shogun. Shogun, we just saw in the video about his thoughts, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I think we're going to have a long game, at least one map, or I hope so. I really would love to see, because both of these teams took the match really long yesterday. I mean, when Aurora played against Falcons and also Bigatron played against Pro Esports, we saw two games, one with 27 minutes with the Aurora's game and more than 20 minutes with Bigatron as well. So when these two teams collide with each other, we are yet to see how long the map is going to last, or if that's even going to be quicker. We don't know.
we don't know yet because we're actually getting to get to the players getting there and setting up their booth and everything. Meanwhile, we are hearing there's so many noises here in beautiful Jack Arena. People are getting ready. The fans are getting ready, and as you can see here at Virtual Arena, everybody is full, just like us. And it'd be interesting to take a look how we're gonna see the games.
Yep. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in the next one. So we are very near to it, as you can see, and you can hear. You are possibly gonna be witnessing one final, semi-finals for today, because this is gonna decide who are gonna face with each other for the grand finals that's coming up tomorrow. So up next we got Aurora versus Bigatron, and we're gonna be moving to the casters free. So we got two awesome casters today, Leo and Niso up next, coming up very soon to you. And let's get to do the game, casters, gentlemen, take it away.
Harmony between worlds rests on a fragile balance. Legends of the Great Step tell of the sun-headed man who helped maintaining the connection between the worlds for centuries. But sometimes, the very nature of existence disrupts the natural order of things. When the ancient power left the sun-headed man, the balance shifted.
Attention. Massive energy surge detected.
The energy within the sun-headed man's artifact has awakened.
So, the chosen ones are already there?
Newbies without a guide. Then it's time to meet them. Someone's got to get them up to speed.
Look what my robot can do.
Not now. I'm playing.
In search of those destined to restore the lost harmony, the energy split into 3 parts.
Hey, I'm one of the guardians of balance between the worlds. When the ancient power awakened in Kazakhstan, it chose you. You're the ones who can restore the sun-headed man's power and bring the worlds back into harmony. Guess even ancient powers can surprise you. Looks like the squad's finally complete. But until the sun-headed man is fully charged, the 2 worlds will keep drifting apart. So, no pressure, but we're counting on you.
And so began the story of the new heroes. Ahead of them lay the greatest challenge of all, the games of the future in Astana.
Bagikan ke Facebook. Itu. Bisa diakui upload nanti. Ngupload yang satu aja bisa diupload. Jangan gitu. Jangan itu kan bisa tuh nggak ada gambaran sama foto deh. Buka air makanya. Ini tadi 3 beda sebarang menit berdetik. Yang bikin ayahnya ganti bisa. Ayo sisi duanya. Bisa merenit kan? Kenapa mikir nggak? Hah?
What an electrifying walkout here for our last match of the day. It's the last semifinal best of 3 between Aurora Gaming and Bigatron by Vitality. Hopefully we get a full series here for this one. Again, it's me, Naisu, joined here with Leo, coming at you guys live through satellite or some way. But hey, big shout outs to everyone watching in the venue. It's been so good up to this point. I wish we got 3 games in the last series, Leo, but you know what? ONIC moves forward, waiting in the grand final. And will we potentially see a rematch if Aurora Gaming ends up beating Bigatron by Vitality here?
Hey, if the Bigot Troopers get their way, history will not repeat itself. And this young man on screen right now, Shogun, I love that heartfelt interview that we went through prior to this match starting. Nothing much has changed when it comes to his play. If anything, it's the fact that he's part of Bigatron by Vitality that encouraged him so much to be the best, not just in the Land of Dawn, but in his studies as well. You gotta give kudos to that. But he's facing off against the man, the myth, the legend, Robert Neil Midnight de Guzman. You know him worldwide as an MPL caster, but as well as the coach of Aurora, who's taking the team to heights they've never been before. Tell me, Joseph, has Aurora been this hot ever in the history of their run?
That's a great question, man. You know, I was going to say, well, if you think about it, you know, they made it to the grand finals last year for Games of the Future. But yes, I feel like this is a built diff Aurora Gaming that we've seen, not only here, but just, you know, even a couple week and a half ago or so. And there's something about it. I mean, again, when we were introduced, I think it was this time around last year, to Pagu, in this lineup of Aurora Gaming, it already felt different. But now you also bring in, yes, Coach Midnight, who brought some masterful drafts to play, all right? And we've seen teams kind of adapt to what he's brought to the forefront. Also, who he's played against with this team, with Aurora Gaming, and what they've accomplished and who they've defeated, I think is a big enough statement to say that, hey, this is a different Aurora Gaming, but they look damn good, you know? And so for Bigatron by Vitality, I would say this is the task for them. The obstacle for them is getting past this first draft once we are about to jump into it and making sure that they come up with a game plan here.
Joseph, you mentioned the D word, the draft. That alone is quite the task to be able to get these gentlemen to a point wherein, you know, the formerly known final boss of MSC, you put them in a equal footing. Because here's the thing, right? Storytelling, set up to this best of 3. Who even has the advantage? Usually when you go into a match, it's rarely 50-50. It's rarely, you know, down the wire. But who do you think here is the de facto boss and who's the challenger? Who's the usurper?
Oh, in this matchup?
Right? Yeah, because Aurora has the rights to the finals. They have been there. But PTR, this is their championship season. After years of clawing for the MPL ID crown, now they have it on their heads.
Yeah,
is this their chance? Is this their time in the sun?
Yeah, that's such a good debate to throw out there, because again, I don't even want to use the phrase like great boss or anyone. You know, I feel like that's been thrown around too much, but you're exactly right. You know, Daniel, Aurora Gaming has been to the grand final before. I think even a lot of people thought that their movements or their placeholder would have been the grand finals in over in Paris, but that wasn't the case. You know, and so for Bigatron by Vitality, being champions of their own region, going through a crazy gauntlet themselves not too long ago, and now up to this point, it all starts here. And it's crazy because you only have potentially 3 games to make that debate final, you know? So it starts here, draft, game number 1. We've already got some of the bands that we're used to seeing. There is a slight change up from our last series, of course. You're going to have this Fanny being taken out, and my goodness, you might as well, because yesterday, Niall was able to move and groove all over the place on the Fanny pick. Harara's going to be banned out, the Freya. We'll see if they want to let the Barretts go. Some teams have obviously done that, but I don't know if you want to do that and let it go in the hands of Lunar, because he's probably one of the other most successful Barretts XP laners so far.
Yeah, when you're naming like top 3 Barretts users in the world right now, you're thinking Lunar, Shogun, Kid Bomba. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Right? So now we have just one more left. There's the Barats. Okay. So they understood. Again, it makes sense. Our voices are being blasted in the stadium. Open picks, Beleric. You go first pick Beleric?
I think, maybe Melissa, man.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Melissa. Give that to Sigibu. Like, I think that might be where we are now, where it's like, if these are the bands, you got to take Melissa. They don't. They take the Paquito, which it can go in the hands of Sigibu. This can. We actually saw him already play this, so it's like it can go there.
Yes, it can. Especially if you first pick or early pick a Paquito in this case, you're able to take control of, let's say, the mind games in the draft, because it's an amazing flex. Jungle, gold, XP. Might even throw him in a nice little sandwich, and that'll work out for Paquito. Bigatron, though, again, the aforementioned Beleric and Melissa. I would do it. I would go Beleric, Melissa. Why not? Or if it tickles your fancy, an early Esmeralda. Why not?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. They don't do either. Wow. Okay. Nile diff. Earlier we had a Kyrie diff. Now we got Nile diff, man. Nile diff, TFZ diff. They're sitting side by side. They're cheering for different junglers.
Must be an odd ride home. Here we go. Aurora Gaming, they pick up the Beleric. We hyped it up so much, we forgot that, the maestro, Selena, is still out there. And, of course, Nanael's Nolan, the burstiest of all burst heroes in the game. What do? Do you answer with a mid-pick already? There's really no one safe to clear out those bushes. Do they go Uranus? No, Uranus isn't as high of a pick here because the Barat has already been picked.
He's banned out as well, yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, of course, right.
Yep.
How do you clear out those traps?
You're going to have one of the tanky dudes to be able to do it. Unless, there's a different way. I don't know. There could be a different approach, but right now, they're just going to go ahead and grab themselves the Melissa. You picked this out, but you thought it'd be on the other side. But yes, like you said, you got to respect what Bigatron by Vitality has showed us so far.
If there's anything I know about Midnight, it is all about optimization. Hey, you left 2 of the strongest picks on the board. We got to take it. How does Bigatron by Vitality close out? Red 3.
You take your roll?
How do you answer the Mel? You need someone to dive the Mel.
Yeah.
Or is Selena enough?
Selena might help. Okay, based off what we saw yesterday, the hands of the Maestro, they went with this. It looks a little bit different because the Fanny was banned out, but this is kind of what they had too, right? They had Moreno with the Selena. You already had the Claude go in the hands of Emon, but instead of the Nolan, it was actually a Fanny, but that being banned out. Plus, they had a Uranus. That's the other thing. Uranus got a Contra, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Gata Contra also gets banned out from Aurora Gaming, just to kind of cover that base, because they do need now a tankier kind of front line to help this all come together if you're Bigatron by Vitality.
Yeah, and Coach K-Dot is also taking out frontline options. I think he's not so worried about that, especially since they do get whatever's left in the pickings on Red 4. Aurora Gaming, though, again, you mentioned Katon Kacha. Who else is like a frontliner? Hylos. We're mentioning Revitalize roamers. Beleric is one of them too. Like, he could do that. Or there's someone who could dive the Melissa. Get that out of here. The glue. The flicker glue. Who, take T-2 seconds to mount Sigiboom here if ever he does find the chance.
Yeah. I think the other thing, Well, the Raphael is gone. It's Bigatron that bans that out. Was going to say we've already seen the Minotaur. They decided to ban that out. So I don't know what's left if they want to go with. We did see, again, Matilda do a whole lot. I'm not sure if that's where Finn wants to go again to bring out the Matilda. The Esmeralda will get banned out because they know they're playing with shields. So yeah, I don't think if it's grabbed here, Aurora, do they plan to take a Matilda here? I think both teams are kind of eyeing the Matilda.
Mid Matilda for Aurora.
Maybe
BTR
mid, yeah.
by Vit. Yeah, we'll go Rome. Matilda. Coach K. Now balls in his court.
Oh, wait, I guess there's still Valentina for Rosa too.
Yeah, which I think should be fine. He picks up a circling eagle. There's the Matilda. I think it was safer for BTR because sure, whatever. Rosa does play a mid Rafaela, but I think that's a special case. A mid Matilda, I can count in one hand. Not because my other arm's broken, but in one hand, how many people play mid Matilda, right? So maybe not.
Leave it to Aurora though to be on that hand.
Technically,
what we've seen, I don't know.
If they Valentina, then they can still do that, right? Technically,
that's true.
Like half the
cosplay.
time. Yeah.
That might be the case. Now that the Matilda's brought up, I kind of expect Valentina. What else do they need? We need to see a XP lane. Okay, it's gonna be the Ruby. Ruby comes through. There's Valentina. All right, so that's the plan there. Saw that a mile away. Yep, I saw it too. Okay, Nile. All right, this last pick.
Laner.
The XP laner.
Show it up, Shogun. What you got? He's facing up against the Ruby. They know.
Yeah, the Ruby. Yep.
So they know.
Does he want to play against a Ruby? We've
Phoveus?
seen. Yeah, maybe Phoveus. You wouldn't want to pick Sora here, right? I mean, Sora's open.
No, the
Saw that a
Valentina,
couple
bro.
times.
He's gonna eaten alive by the Valentina.
Yeah, but maybe that makes it harder to go ahead and choose either Shifting Skies or the Circling Eagle. I'm not sure, but what else does he have? There's so many XP laners actually banned out.
Phoveus is the only one.
Yeah, Phoveus might be the only one.
Makes sense. And again, it's another kind of easy proc way to get to the Melissa. There it is.
Yeah. All right, the Phoveus. So I don't know, man. Both lineups are really good. Phoveus, though, popped up, I think only... I can only count that on one hand, too. I think it's only 3 times. This might be the 4th time that the Phoveus comes through.
Maybe a total of like 10 times, even getting games from Paris. So that's how hard the Phoveus fell off.
Yeah, he just fell into the dirt. But I don't know. This could work just because, again, what we saw previously from teams that have drafted in the Matilda, it extends these fights and kind of gives you a lot of avenues to move around with. I think that's one of the upper hands of the Matilda and why we see some teams go ahead and prioritize that. Now, with Valentina in the hands of Rosa, I will say, probably the best Valentina we've seen so far throughout the tournament. Very fancy with what ultimates are stolen and how they're utilized, actually, in the hands of Rosa. So you guys can let us know, too, who you think is going to get the upper hand here. We're jumping into the Land of Dawn. It's game 1 in this semifinal match between Aurora Gaming and Bigatron by Vitality. Again, the team that wins this will move forward to face ONIC at the grand final, and the team that loses will play in the 3rd place match.
I love the stories for both teams coming in this bout. Again, Aurora Gaming holding on to that final boss status out of MSC despite dropping in the top 8. There's still a team to be feared, reaching new peaks. While BTR, they're still trying to, bask in that glow of their championship season. First across the river will be BTR Vitality. You can see just the priority Matilda gets, despite, in my opinion, BTR being a little slower on the uptake because their side lanes are kind of difficult to work on. It's the mid that they have priority over. At least they can rest their laurels on that. Oh wait, Moreno finds Rosa, forced to flicker out. I call that a technical knockout.
Yeah, that's good. This is what you kind of expect, Leo. If you just get a battle spell out before that first turtle, I think that's, value that you can't deny. They do get that out of Rosa, which, again, not having it doesn't mean that we won't see Aurora Gaming contest for the first turtle. It's one of the things, you just get the level 4. You might be able to go ahead and get some good usage out of an ultimate. But one thing, too, is Moreno, man, with the arrows. This is why we have talked about just how good he is on the Selena. such a maestro, literally, with this Lena. And we saw it, I mean, yesterday, man, it just seemed like he was making these crazy angle shots with the Abyssal Arrow, which then just allowed Nile to kind of swoop in and make it happen, you know? So hopefully there's a plan here for Aurora.
You're talking about the young 20-year-old Marcel Juan Moreno Sinolunga. As early as 2023, we've seen him, punch way above his weight class, at least in terms of the Indonesian realm of MLBB. But now he's on a world tour. But as we were, speaking his praise, Aurora just snuck that turtle through. Tienzi gets it. Shogun with the flicker coming in, engages.
Whoa.
That is a by Rosa. He's in too deep. Bigatron draws first blood.
I don't know if Rosa meant to go ahead and just do that or wanted to try to potentially survive with the stolen circling eagle, but not ending up where you wanted to be, So you face of death, your flicker is going to be back up here in a bit, but obviously recalibrate. Whoa, Lunar!
Oh, that's the reason why the Phobius was just such an easy pick. Again, they were winning the side lane already. I think they needed a quick rotation there from Pagu to get there, but Moreno looking to burst down. By Moreno, he survives.
Yeah, he's a tree,
Oh! Tienzi knocks out Eman! Just like that!
Well, he's not a tree, so Eman gets punched a couple times and falls down. A good find here for Aurora Gaming. That's going to be some extra gold going to the hands of Siggy Boom. Now, man, this Melissa, we have to talk about it a little bit, just how successful it's been. It's the most picked hero behind the Valentina, and with a current win rate of 64%. Again, that's just how strong it's been. And part of that strength is the zoning capabilities with the muddles. I think that's one of the main things, because even if you're approaching a base, you're trying to knock down some of the turrets, the zoning of muddles, and then once you have your stacked items, Siggy Boom's going to be a big problem for Bigatron by Vitality. So it's like, okay, we're going to go and commit to this. You have to almost burst her down before she even gets a chance to pop the ultimate to, go away from me, basically.
Yep, it's a wayward Hanabi, maybe a better Hanabi, as some would say. Looking at the map right now, Bigatron, despite some odd trades, are still up by about 200, 300 gold. First of the scene again is Aurora Gaming. Pagu zoning out Finn. Tienzi laying down the smackdown on the turtle. Here's a real circling eagle from Finn. And now Pagu looking for it. An amazing taunt here via the enchanted ult. And they take down Shogun. Bigatron by Vitality weren't ready for that.
Yeah, they weren't ready. Even as tanky as Shogun is, it seems like Aurora Gaming is just so quick to say, you know what, let's just go for this objective. Let's secure ourselves the turtle, put ourselves in this position. We don't have to force all these fights if we don't want to. If we happen to pick someone off, great, but let's just go ahead and get objectives. And now they slowly compound with that decision to build up on a gold lead. And again, playing the long game here. They're playing against Matilda.
In comes the rest of them. Now Rosa gets away, survives, and Pagu punches Nile right in the face just to stop them from finding more. Aurora Gaming now up by about 1,000 and change. Again, even survives in mid. We know that mid is where Bigatron by Vitality should be pushing. That's what they sacrifice the side lanes for. But Aurora are denying even that.
Again, this is why, you got to give it up to Rosa. Rosa has to deal with a lot of pressure, but Rosa's still able to survive, flicker down again. So we'll see if Bigatron by Vitality takes that information and says, you know what, let's go for Rosa one more time, try to go ahead and get a kill in our hands. But they're also slowly just kind of responding that. If Aurora Gaming doesn't get caught, then just keep up with it. Farm, get to the point where you need to be. If they give up the next turtle, though, I'd be surprised. But I don't think that's going to put Bigatron by Vitality in any rough situation leading into the first Lord once we get there, because they've just been able to go ahead and capitalize on a farm. Again, it's been a while, right, for the Clods to really kind of shine the way they have in the meta, but it can still happen. Even though Emon faced a first death. Oh, hold on.
Lunar has 4 on him. Answer for the time of Finn, and the flicker takes out Finn. Trades out. Again, he knew he was going to die, but the fact that he took one along the way means the world to Aurora Gaming.
You're going with me if I go down too, is basically what Lunar said. And, so I don't think that's too bad. And now the turtle's up. They can make a move here. Bigatron is around, though. They're going to bring Finn back to this fight. So no take on the turtle just yet. Tienzi, half health, but he's going to be fine. Still has that purple buff on him, too. But they're going to finally face off against this turtle. Past two, we haven't seen that by BTR. But now Aurora Gaming in position. It's going to clear out the mid wave here, but they're looking for their own opening.
Eyes on Pagu. A flicker. Wrath of the Dryad could change things. Procs that second skill. Finds Eman. Force him to BMI back. Nanael holding this fence brush. Eman AOT into that pixel. Finds a couple. Flicker Darkwave once again from Shogun. Turns everything sideways. But Aurora Gaming still find him. The pickoff and the turtle. The Turkish squad are 3 for 3.
Objectives are what they wanted, and Shogun. And they found him twice now. They're looking for more.
They'll convert straight into a tier 1 in mid. Sigiboom unbothered. I bet his brother Apex 47 is watching from the sidelines. That's my brother.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling good about it. Sigiboom starting to get online here. Very close to the Trinity. You can see it. He's got the 2 items locked in. Corrosive Scythe, DHS. He's working on that golden staff. He is 1,000 gold ahead of Iman, which is great. Again, it's a great position to be in. Even in the jungle, you've got 1,000 gold difference. But so with Aurora Gaming having this kind of lead across these roles, it's more so of picking those fights. What I have liked is, you haven't seen Pagu be too overzealous on trying to set things up with that Wrath of Dryad ultimate, because they have to go, whoa,
hey,
Iman,
violence from out of nowhere. Kenzie just clocked him. Stars. Eman's seeing stars right now.
Oh,
is that? No, even Moreno. Kenzie finds another, and he might even get Nanael. Triple for Tienzi.
what are in those boxing gloves, man? Because
Dynamite.
Tienzi, I guess you don't bring gun to a boxing match. Man, Tienzi able to cap off multiple kills. And that's not who you want to deal with at this point. 4-0-2. They're already on the base.
Oh, these are trying. Bigatron by Vitality do clear the minions. Shogun gets pulled in, but he's not having any of this. BTR get to keep their inhibitors, at least for now.
Okay, they keep the inhibitors up. I don't know. I'm sitting here scratching my head, Leo, because of just what do you do when you're getting bursted down that much? Who's going to be the one to face that front side? And I think that's why giving those early deaths and kind of delay on the tankiness of Shogun, because he died early on, really alleviated that pressure that Aurora Gaming had to deal with. And now this should just be a lord for them.
Joseph, here's the thing. It's not even real tankiness. Again, the reason why Apovic is able to hold the front line is because he's spell vamping. He's taking a little bit back, right? But Rose has anti-heal at this point. I don't know if Pagu has a dominance ice. He should at this point. And then Tienzi's burst is ridiculous.
Yeah, Pagu
so as cool as a flicker Darkwave is coming from Shogun, you can't beat real tankiness, real front lines. If anything, Pagu's the only thing that's here. That's the closest to that definition.
Yeah, that's one of the main things there is, again, I think if you're trying to scrap up whatever you can, if you're Bigatron by Vitality, it's kind of holding on up to this point because you don't want it to get out of control. You already have to deal with this Lord here, Leo. So you've got to deal with this Lord, maintain yourself in the game. Emon needs time to go ahead and catch up. They just don't have the itemization. And now this Lord charges in. Well, she'll take out this bottom turret as it does. Here the waves are pushing in.
Lunar looking for a lethal I'm offended. Jerkling comes in, plus a few Infernal Pursuits out of Shogun. They keep themselves up. No one has fallen just yet, but I can't say the same for the inhibitors inside BTR's base. The Lord gets taken care of. Couple of ults still online for Aurora Gaming. They can still find that flicker. Rapid Dryads, but they will hold out. Again, the discipline out of the Turkish champions.
They might attempt this, though. They have a wave pushing in. Unless they go for an I'm offended combo, let's see if they can end it.
Arrow thrown out. Flicker, Darkwave once again from Shogun underneath the base. Pagu takes too many hits, but Evan falls first. 1-for-1 the trade, and they're still up. Shogun falls finally. Sigiboom gets free hits on him. Rosa with the flicker. Reposition, and now the back line. Sigiboom finds a couple, and now the base is exposed. It's just Moreno left, and he doesn't even want to give himself up. Aurora at match point.
Aurora Gaming with a dominant game number one. You can see the smiles on their face and the celebrations because, man, oh man, did they give it to Bigatron by Vitality here. And Tienzi, again, what were in those gloves with the Paquito? He was just bursting everybody down. There's going to have to be some changes here, of course, on the approach for Bigatron by Vitality going into game two, because it was just a quick one. Let's go ahead and throw it over to a break before we head on over to the panel.
Үлкен істер әр қадамы жаңа жетістікке жетелейтін марафон. Біз осы жолды сіздермен бірге 10 жылдан бері жүріп келеміз. Тимур Құлыбаевтың халық қайырымдылық қоры. Центр кредит банкімен сіз қарапайым және заманауи шешімдердің ортасындасыз. Нық сеніммен жаңа мүмкіндіктер ашып, тексерілген сапаға сеніңіз. BCC KZ мүмкіндіктерді кеңейтіңіз.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here after the map one of the game for Aurora versus Bigatron by Vitality. I mean, what a game. I mean, it went really fast. I think it didn't go that long, but Aurora has taken the first win for this one. What do you feel?
Yeah, what do I feel, you're asking? I feel nothing, because it was based by the book from Team Aurora Gaming, and they just cleaned, and that was very well executed from the draft-wise and from the game-wise. We've been having here beautiful analysts as well, saying that the draft was actually win for Aurora Gaming, and it was pretty and easy going, I would say, for Aurora. They've been leading entire 10 minutes.
It did. I mean, the early game was slightly to the Aurora, but then towards the end, I think Aurora actually really nailed it. I would say Melissa, one of the heroes that we've been talking about, was taken by Sigibo early on. I mean, that was a good move for Aurora right there, during the drafting phase. And then, of course, and then the Paquito and Valentina combo as well. I mean, good picks for